this method is to admit that you have a lot of stuff in you. So staying calm or be at peace is more like the result. It's not like you're forcing yourself to stay calm, because the truth, you're not calm. So how can you pretend like I'm okay, right? The way I normally explain people is the difference between knowing and becoming.
Hello and welcome to Cham Chats. Here we talk about self-discovery and finding true happiness within. I'm Leanne, and today I sat down with Claire Lee. She's the guide here at Lyndhurst Meditation, and I wanted to get to know her story, how she became a meditation helper, and basically how this method changed her life. Claire had so many great and insightful things to say, and I'm so excited for you to get a chance to hear it. So please enjoy Cham Chats. Hello, Claire.
Hi, Leanne. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Good. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for inviting me.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking this special drink, like energy drink with the black turmeric apple cider. I make it really quick. It's very tasty. It boosts my energy.
Yeah, I just had some today with orange juice.
With the black turmeric?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that's the only way I can tolerate it.
It tastes okay?
It's not too bad in orange juice. And the lemonade.
Oh, lemonade, it must be good. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So,
okay.
So tell us, Claire.
That's how we go.
What made you start meditating?
Okay, what made me start meditation? So I'll keep it long, as you asked me. I came to this country from South Korea when I was 17, and it was a very tough time for me because I couldn't speak English at all, and I had a very big cultural shock. And I got here like senior high school. So, like Asian culture, we are very big into education. You go to top school, you become a doctor or a lawyer. So that was my mindset when I first came here. But I don't speak basic language, so it was a lot of stress. So I constantly push myself, torture myself to constantly study. So right after I graduated high school, I got completely burned out. So I had so much stress, anxiety, constant racing thoughts, negativity, and it got to the point it started affecting my physical health. So I started having sleeping problem, digestion problem, headache, tension on my shoulder, tightness on my chest. It was just disastrous. And then one day I was looking up at the sky and I told myself I cannot continue to live this way because obviously I see myself, I'm not going to change easily, my personality. So just imagining that I'm going to continue to be that way from 18 to the rest of my life, it was like living hell. So I had to find some solution. And so I started looking for the answer by reading a lot of books, like self-help books, spiritual books. I pray. I listen to Joel Austin. I don't know whether you know. He's a very famous pastor. Yeah. It's very inspirational. And so I did everything that I could do. And then after the intense search, I just got to a conclusion. There are so many good words out there, but there is no how to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So like some books say be positive. So I told myself, well, that's cool. I want to be positive. So I forced myself to think positive, and 30 seconds later, my mind goes extremely. I don't know whether you have experienced that or not.
Yeah, I tried therapy and a different kind of mindfulness meditation and medication. But none of it, like you said, none of it actually showed me how to become better versus just talking about being better or talking about what maybe some of my triggers are or where areas of my childhood that may have caused a lot of my stress and anxiety. But nobody ever told me how to get rid of it until I came here. So
yeah. So I think a lot of people can definitely relate to it. So Or like sometimes some book says be at the moment. So I force myself to be at the moment. It never worked out. So I just got to a conclusion. It's very easy to say than to be done. Mm-hmm. And around that time, one of my mom's friends, she was doing meditation, like this way of doing it. And she gave me the flyer because she knew I was going through the tough time. So I took a look at it. I really like people's stories. They share their experience. I'm really fascinated by how they changed. But what really made me to get started was that this place was talking about how to do it, which was a missing puzzle because I already knew what's all good, but there was no actual like direction. So I came to an intro with my mom because I was still young, and everything that was explained was very logical to me. So I signed up on the spot because I will never know unless I give it a try. And the reason I'm still here because it really worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I started meditation. That was
so
the question, right?
Yes. Yes. I'm glad that you're here, Claire, because you were that person for me that made me sign up on the spot. Well, didn't make me, but...
I am very honored.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So how have you changed like the most since you started until now? Because I know you as a very bubbly and bright and happy person.
I've never been that way.
Very talkative.
I was very dark and doomed.
I can't even imagine
Lifeless, dragging the body like something.
Yeah.
I was very shy, incompetent, insecure. It's like everything. So this is like a really life transformation. I don't know, life changing for me. Like if anybody knew me how I was, this is like it's impossible how I changed. Yeah. It's like a miracle. Personally, for me, it was a miracle. Like every aspects of my life changed. My health got extremely better after a few months, and my confidence level. Like I always walk on eggshells around people. Like always worry what other people think about me, but I don't care anymore. It's not like I disrespect people, but I just know that it doesn't bother me. It's not really that a big deal. And I'm very caring. Yeah, I just love my life. I love myself, and that's, I think, probably the biggest change because I never really loved myself. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I don't need to be the best. I always had to be the best and perfect, but that is gone in a few months, and it was tremendous relief for me.
Only in a few months, all that was gone?
I think it was very gradual, but I started to notice that, like, because my biggest struggle at that time was English, because I couldn't speak English that well, but that I noticed the change in one situation that before I used to always worry about, what if I say something wrong? But I start to feel at one point like, I speak 2 languages, so I don't need to be perfect. And there's like weird confidence coming from inside. It's like, that's where I start to notice that, I'm changing. I'm having more confidence.
It is very cool. I'm still trying to learn Spanish for 23 years.
Did you try? I didn't think you tried, right?
No, I tried.
You tried?
Just...
it's not like you...
Well, I think it's different because I'm not living somewhere where it's the first language. So I think if I was thrown into it, then I could pick it up better, but...
Right.
But it is hard, so good job.
It is hard.
English is hard, too.
English is hard, but also, like, that's the other change. Like, I love challenges. So I love challenging to learn different expressions, the situation I can use different ways to, deliver the message. I really love it. So I'm becoming more positive to challenges. I think that's a big thing.
Okay, so when did you make the transition? When did you decide you wanted to be a helper?
I think I always felt like as I was making changes, I always hope that people become happy. Because my personal story, like my parents had a lot of like conflicts as I was growing up. And it really affected our life with me and my brothers. So I really wish, and I knew that how much it impacted us. It made us unable to live fully. Like we couldn't live with our full potential. And I knew that it was because of our upbringing. So I thought it was unfair, that if we were growing up in a different situation, we might be in a different place. And I was meditating, I was letting all that go, that I was able to really come out of that shell that I was in. And that's where I realized a lot of people kind of trapped in that mind, that they don't live as who they truly are. And it's really sad story, because there is a way. If there is a way, then we should, do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wish that everybody can be happy together. And that's what made me to want to be a guide already along the meditation process. And when I was done with the process, and I was actually studying to be a pharmacist somehow. Yes, I was somewhat, because all my friends was going into medical field. So I was thinking to study for becoming a pharmacist. But I questioned myself why I want to be a pharmacist. And the only reason I wanted to be a pharmacist is make money, retire early, and just have fun. And so basically, I didn't want to be a pharmacist. I wanted to be a pharmacist so that I can have a good life. So it wasn't my purpose. Yeah. So I knew that I wouldn't stick to it. And now I look back on it like a really good decision, because I will probably quit anyways. It's not my cup of tea. So I really wanted for people to be happy, just like as much as I wanted for my family to be happy. So like the way I can approach people is like my own family. So I want, so it's everybody's really like a family, Yeah. It's a great feeling. Everybody's so cute.
Mm-hmm. And also, I remember you telling me when it comes to helping people and like wanting to help your family, or being fixated on helping like the people around you that you know.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because when I wanted for my family to do, I realized that they're not like fully ready yet. They're not like seeking or change. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking to myself, like, why only focus on my people? Everybody. There are people out there who are really ready, but there is not a lot of access for it. So I can just focus on people who are ready. And one day my family is ready, I can help them too. But it's all same, we're all connected.
Yeah, I remember that.
Good memory, yes.
My perspective. Because we tend to like only really care about the people in our families or friends and people close in our lives, but we're all connected.
Yeah, we're all connected. We're all family, yes.
And there's people that need help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how many years now have you been a helper?
I think I've been guiding over 10 years.
10 years, wow.
10, 15 years, I guess. It's a long time.
Is there somebody that stands out to you as like huge change that you helped them overcome things?
Leanne.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You changed a lot. I mean, when you first came, you looked dark and very gloomy. And you didn't look like your age.
I didn't look like what?
Your age. You look older.
Oh, really?
And dark, depressed.
Wow.
And now you're like totally, you're smiling, and like just like one layer in your face is gone. Like huge change. Yes, you're one of the members. I see a lot of changes, and there are a bunch of people. The one person I really can think of is really severe case. Like when I was guiding back in New York, he when he first came, he had a very severe ADHD, and he couldn't sit 5 minutes in the class. So every time he start meditation, he start doing it, and then he just cannot stand. So he had to walk off to the door. So in my head, like, he cannot do it. Like, it's impossible for him to do it. But he was very determined that he wanted to change, because that his ADHD wasn't just affecting meditation, but his day-to-day life. Like whenever he wants to achieve something, he get very excited, and then he just lose the passion. And so much like, ups and downs. Yeah. And he was just repeating the pattern in the meditation. So he was very determined. So we told him, okay, let's give it a try. So we made him to just sit in the class, whether he focused or not. He just sat in the class for a whole session. And many times he wanted to walk out, and then we just force him, like we just told him to stop. Not force, but stop.
Yeah.
So anyway, because he had a willingness to change. So after several weeks, he had tremendously changed. He could sit the whole time. His anxiety level got tremendously reduced. And now he can sit for hours and hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So by seeing him, it really humbled me that what I was thinking was not true, because I was so sure he couldn't do it, and then he actually did it. So he was a very big inspiration for me. And then whenever I encounter people who have a very bad ADHD, I always share his story. Yes, he's one that stands out out of many people.
Yeah, I think some people that even don't have ADHD worry that they can't sit for that long.
That is true. Yes. I mean, they cannot sit for that long if they don't do anything. But if there's a clear structure, that's what makes this meditation stands out. We have a very clear direction. So you just need to follow. And we have a lot of support. So.
Yeah. I actually, before I came here, I was, that meditation I was talking about, it was kind of just like free. There's not really a name for it, but you just like sit for as long as you can, really, but the goal was like 45 minutes to an hour or so. And just like let your thoughts just freely go. But it was like you were trying to look at it from understanding that you're not the thoughts, that the thoughts are just happening there, and you're kind of observing them. But anyway, there was no structure. So like that was painful, but I did it. I actually learned to like be a little disciplined and do it because I was trying to get better. And I thought it might help. And it ultimately didn't, but it taught me how to sit still for a long time though.
Yeah, it's always things to learn.
Yes. So when I came here, I remember you telling me, because you were like, oh, how long do you like meditate for? And I said, oh, like an hour. And you're like, oh, then this will be really easy for you.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake because you have specific things to work on.
Yeah. So now you sit, but you have something that you're actually doing. Which brings me to my next question.
Okay. What is the next question?
Yes. Can you tell us kind of how this meditation differs from other meditations that most people are familiar with?
The truth is I didn't try other types of meditation, so I cannot really speak from my own experience, but based on with interaction with other members, or what I maybe listen to YouTube sometimes or app, it's a lot of just relaxation purpose. So you just try to relax or focus on breathing. And it sounds very nice, but the truth is very hard to just relax because people don't even know what that means, right? So, and also like when you try to go to some place to meditate, it's much easier to disconnect relatively in your real life. But in your real life, it's not easy to stay calm with all the chaos. This meditation is not try to stay calm. This method is to admit that you have a lot of stuff in you. So staying calm or be at peace is more like the result.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
like
not a byproduct of
it's not like you're forcing yourself to stay calm. Because the truth, you're not calm. So how can you pretend like I'm okay, right? So that's why when you do it, you feel good. But then right after, when something happens, you get triggered. But this one is really, personally, I think is a very honest approach that you are acknowledging that you have a lot of stuff going on in your mind. And then with the tool that you actually let it go. You cleanse so that you become calm because you actually calm. It's not you're forcing yourself to stay calm.
Yeah, you just naturally...
You naturally be calm. So the way I normally explain people is the difference between knowing and becoming. So it's not like you... Because you already know it's good to be calm, but it's about like how. But with this, you have to do the actual work. You need to put the time and effort in order to be calm. I think that's probably the difference. Yeah.
I remember somebody saying it's like learning all about how to use a treadmill, but never actually getting on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Just like knowing everything about the treadmill and how it works. And,
exactly, yes.
Yeah.
So you can really experience the changes becoming.
But before there wasn't a treadmill, and now there is.
Yeah, if you put it that way, now we have a treadmill. Hooray!
Okay, so for anyone out there who's thinking about starting meditation, what would you say?
Anyway, thinking that you want to meditate is a great thing. Is it taking care of your mind or heart and mental health? I think it's very critical nowadays more than ever because there is so much pain and suffering and chaos going on in the world. But I believe that that's a reflection of what's going on inside us. So we're just spreading what's in us to the world. And each person changing is going to contribute the world to change together. And I think that's the bigger goal. So just even thinking that you want to work on yourself, I think is a beautiful thing. But it has to start from within. Yeah. And with a clear structure and then support, it's gonna be much easier to achieve. So yeah, just go ahead and try.
What if you're somebody who's not really struggling? Because I know like a lot of people
that is
who
true.
are like me, who are already in a bad spot where who are like looking for something. But what about people that are pretty content with their lives? Can it still help them?
Yes, that's actually a good question because I started with a lot of struggle. So to tell the truth, I always thought this probably meant for those people who are struggling. So when I became a helper, I encountered several people who really don't have issues in their life. Like they literally seem so fine. So I was always wondering in the back of my head, why they have to do this, right? But one time there's one member who'd been doing it for a long time, but when he first came, he was very happy. And he actually was pretty content. And then when he'd been doing it for several months, I asked him one time, like, how do you feel right now? And he said he's very happy. And I told him, you were happy before too. And he said, I'm happier. So I realized there is always a room to improve. Doesn't matter where you're at. And also ultimately, although you are content in life, it's not just only being content. We should be able to last. It should be able to last forever. So although you have a content life, you know that when something ends, let's say someone passed away around you or something happened physically. Whenever something ends, there is a lot of pain and suffering. You just don't face it right at the moment. But it might happen. It will happen, as long as we have this material body. So we have to not just only thinking about current. I think we need to see a bigger picture, how we can really become complete. Not just being content, complacent, because things will always change and happen. But other than that, even though people who are pretty content, I also noticed that they have a lot of void. They feel the void inside. So that says something too, Just because you're materially, everything is prepared for you doesn't really mean that you feel fully fulfilled, complete, Yeah. So I think that's basically the goal of this process. It's not just to feel better or feel, happier. It's just really become complete. So that's why I think in any conditions, any starting point, whether you're really in a bad place or you're already in a content place, that as long as you're not really complete, you can do it.
Well, thank you, Claire.
Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you for being my first guest.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Cham
very
honored.
Cham chat. Sorry.
So, we should end our session with some gratitude. I remember we did an exercise once during one of our big meditation events, online meditation events. I think it was Blake who said, like look around your room and for like 30 seconds and like see how many blue things you can find. So then we were like, looking for blue things in our room. And then 30 seconds later, he was like, did you happen to like know how many like red things and purple things there were? And of course, nobody knew because we weren't looking for that.
I like that.
So he said, so it's like gratitude. When you're thinking about what you're grateful for, you don't really see all the other things. You just see
right.
Yeah. So Claire, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for a lot of things. Of course, I'm very grateful for the changes I have made through this meditation journey. I'm very grateful for little things, with the sun, with the air, with the 2 legs I have that I can walk around, the water I can access so easily, the little things I never thought about before as I was meditating. My mind just changing a lot in a positive way. I'm very grateful for Leanne to decided to do this podcast so that we can have a good impact in people's lives and the world. Yes, I'm very grateful for a lot of other people, our members, Matthew and all other guides working for the truth and working for the peace in the world. Lots of gratitude, yes, yes.
Well, I'm grateful for you, Claire, for being the person who introduced me to this method, and for helping my crazy mind, reeling in all my crazy.
It was not that crazy. It was like, manageable.
Manageable
crazy.
I think I'm a decent student, though.
Very, very decent. I love it.
But
I love everybody, actually. But
yes, most grateful for just this meditation in general, because it helped me to be grateful for everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because without it, I was just miserable all the time.
Exactly.
But yes, I'm grateful for you, for the people that are also here. Shout out to Matthew, who's doing the producing behind the scenes.
Matthew!
I'm grateful to have a home, a big family, to have clothes, water, food.
You copying me?
I have a cat. Yeah, they're all generic.
Rob, I wasn't generic for now.
But I have a cat and you don't.
Oh, that's true. Your cat is so cute. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
Yeah. I want to steal her.
I'm grateful to the person who donated this microphone.
Which is Flora. Thank you, Flora.
Thank you, Flora.
Love it. Grateful party! Yay! Okay.
Thank you, Claire.
Yay! It was very fun. Great job, Leah. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Yay!
Thank you for listening to Cham Chats. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure to leave a review and follow us on social media. All of the links are in the description. And if you're interested in trying this meditation method yourself, you can visit onlinemeditationevents.com for online classes and to be connected to a center near you. See you next time!